My name is Lizzie, welcome to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about Monster Party. So initially I wanted to try and film this spoiler free, but I realized that if I did that, I'm really not going to be able to talk about this film at all. So I am going to get into spoilers, so if you do want to avoid spoilers, you may want to avoid this review. And I would also suggest avoid looking up anything about this film. I watched this on Shudder, and unfortunately the description for the film on Shudder gives away a very big plot point to this film that I feel like would be best as a twist and not knowing what you're going into. So I really would try and just go in, watch the film without knowing anything. But if you don't mind spoilers, let's go ahead and just get into talking about this film. So what it is about is you have these three friends who are kind of like small-time burglars. They do, you know, a couple like B&Es, pretty, aside from robbing people, pretty harmless. Nobody, you know, ever really gets hurt. But they decide that they want to step it up a notch when Iris is actually working as a waitress at a party that this rich family is having. They have this annual party, and she frequently, I guess, works as a waitress for them. They didn't really explain that part very well, but her and it's her boyfriend and then one of their friends arrange it so that the two men that she burglarizes with, I guess, are also working as waiters so that they can try and rob the family. But the big twist to it is that they are actually walking into an annual celebration of these serial killers being sober from killing. And that's basically what the description on Shudder says. And so when I read that, I was like, hell yeah, this definitely looks interesting. So I was pretty excited to watch it. I will say this film has a fantastic cast of people. Some definite recognizable faces. You have Robin Tunney, who, if you don't know her, I always recognize her as being in Empire Records, but she's been like a ton of stuff. She's in this. You also have Julian McMahon. I might be pronouncing that wrong. You've got like a lot of people, but you do also have, surprisingly enough, a YouTuber. His name's Kian Lawley. I've never really watched his channel. I think he's part of that like Escape the Night crew, like those big YouTubers. He's in this as well. I was kind of surprised to see. I didn't recognize him, but I really liked him in this. I thought that he did a really good job. I was pleasantly surprised by his performance. I actually think he had one of the best performances in this film, and that is one of the things that is on the better side of this film, is the acting in the cast. I think for the most part everybody did a fantastic job acting in this film, but I think one of the downfalls is the dialogue in general. There are several lines throughout this film that are just a little over the top, a little cheesy. I would say just the dialogue in this film is not great. It's also, weirdly enough, it's like an hour and a half, I think, long film, somewhere around there. And at parts, it's towards the end of the film, it definitely starts to feel like a little long. They also had this tendency to mix a very fast-paced moments within a slow-paced film. So you have a lot of very like slow pace going within this film, which I think is really great for the film, but they insert these moments of action throughout it that are like really fast fighting, slasher, killer moments, like, you know, moments when the killers start killing people, and go like off the rails. And it just, in my opinion, wasn't done that well. It felt like they were just making the kill scenes go by like too quickly, and trying to make them a little bit more action. And I would have enjoyed that they just kind of kept it all that slow paced and have the kills be like a little bit more slow. I feel like they, you know, it's weird. There is quite a bit of like blood splatter and gore in the film, but they don't really like zone in on the deaths. It's more like, you know, you kind of see the killer have a weapon, do some stuff, and you see a little bit, but it's mostly just like a lot of blood splatter going on, which I feel like was kind of disappointing. And instead of kind of trying to keep it a little, I guess, less gory, I wish they would have like upped that a bit. I think especially for a film that's supposed to be about a group of like recovering serial killers, where one of them kind of starts the whole train of events and kind of like goes off the rails and clearly isn't actually recovering. I think that they could have definitely like made it a little bit more gruesome. So that I didn't really like that combination of paces. And the film itself is less than an hour and a half. It's listed as an hour and 29 minutes, but towards the end, it does start to feel a little bit long. You kind of get to a point where you're like, okay, is this gonna end? Where is it gonna end? And I mean, they do have to kind of, you have a lot of characters that they're working with, so they do obviously kind of have to go through all these, and they do try to, and they definitely do a good job of like covering everybody's like, I guess, end story, but it just gets to be like a little much after a while. But for all that complaining, I did actually really enjoy the film. I do think it is still a good time. It's just mainly the dialogue, just some of the lines, that part was just a little much. But again, the acting on everybody's part was really great, and I do really love the idea of this film. I've mentioned before, I think in a recent video, I talked about the fact that I do like home invasion type stories with like a twist. And this one is kind of that style, even though, I mean, they aren't really invading a home. That's more like a burglary with a twist, and I still managed to enjoy it. So if you have not seen this film, you know, kind of spoilery, I do still suggest checking it out, especially if you do have a Shudder account. And if you have seen this film, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments below. Did you enjoy it? And if you did enjoy this review, please do give it a big old thumbs up and make sure that you hit that subscribe button for more horror-related content. And before I go, a quick shout out to my Patreons. Thank you guys so much for helping to contribute to the channel. If you want to know the perks to being a Patreon, links are in the description below, along with all of my social media. And I'll see you guys later with another video.